Hi everybody. It has been a minute. It's been a summer actually. It has been so long since I've filmed, besides vlogs here and there, but it has been so long since I've actually sat in my own home and filmed something. We've just been so busy with summer vacation and summer in general and home renovations that it was super hard to sit down and find time to film, especially since this was one of the rooms that was being renovated. I have not done a room tour of this room yet. I apologize for that. It is still not done. We let summer take us wherever it wanted to, whether it be vacations or just family time and things like that. So yeah, the lighting got really bright in here all of a sudden. I don't know if I need to turn off one of these or what. Is that better, worse? I don't know. We'll go with it, maybe? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out lighting in this room, amongst other things. So I apologize if there's a glare. I apologize if the lighting is poor. I'm trying. But I wanted to hop on here and do a record haul. That's what you're all here for, right? Now that I've been rambling for like 5 minutes. So this is going to be, and I know it's late, August's vinyl haul. I apologize for the lateness of it, but it was a busy month. So let's just jump right into it. First off, we have a Mondo exclusive. I love and hate Mondo so much because they always come out with these amazing exclusives and I either get them or miss them. My wallet hates them, but I love these exclusive vinyl that they come out with. Anyways, this is the Jurassic Park Soundtrack on vinyl. Thank you, Mondo. I love you and hate you because of your exclusives. I think I have 3 or 4 of them now, but we couldn't pass up the opportunity to get this soundtrack on vinyl. It is a fantastic soundtrack, you guys. It's composed by John Williams. How can you get any better than that? This is just a little extra binder that it came with. It just gives you all the other wonderful things that they have on vinyl that you could buy, like the Jaws soundtrack and Back to the Future, which we'll probably buy because I love the Back to the Future soundtrack and I love those movies. Oh, Mondo, you're breaking my heart. So if you're not familiar with this film, I highly recommend you watch it. I know it's an older film, but I mean, in lieu of all the new ones that have come out recently, you should really watch the original. Hello, it's amazing. It's a Steven Spielberg film. It has Jeff Goldblum in it. Who doesn't love Jeff Goldblum? I do. I think he's great. But it is such a fantastic film. It brings me back to my childhood. The soundtrack is incredible. Just all the great moments with the music swelling when you're seeing the dinosaurs for the first time. It's beautiful. So the cover art here is a gorgeous illustration with the Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus. Here, 2 of them. How do you say it, plural? I don't know. And I didn't even notice until now that there is somebody in the tree reaching out to feed them. That is so precious. And then I see, I'm guessing these are the children in the tree. You open it up here and you can see, oh my God. So you see the gates to Jurassic Park. You see that there is a T-Rex over here, and then you see the Jeep down here in the corner. But this vinyl is a 2 LP set. It is printed on this gorgeous, absolutely beautiful splatter, orange, black, and yellow splatter vinyl. It's stunning, you guys. Beautiful color. I love it. So the insert in here has little throwbacks from the movie. You got your logo from the company in here. It's confidential, but this is just a write-up on the soundtrack itself and the inspiration behind it. So I could talk about this movie and the soundtrack forever because it was just a fantastic film that came out during my childhood and I really, really enjoy it as a person who loves dinosaurs. Definitely listening to this brought me back. And now I don't want to sit around and watch all the movies again. Next up, we have the newest release from the Gorillaz. So this is the newest release from the Gorillaz, the Now Now. My vinyl is just randomly falling over back there, whatever. And I feel like they've been putting in some overtime because this doesn't feel like it has been that long since their last album, Humans, came out, which I really enjoyed that album. I know a lot of people didn't really enjoy it, my husband included, but the collaborative effort on that album and all the guests and that Grace Jones track. Ugh. Such a great album. I really enjoyed it a lot. This one is definitely a different turn from their last album. So if you're looking for more kickback, older Gorillaz, then the Now Now is probably going to be the album for you. I found it to be a great summer album. So I have been a Gorillaz fan since their inception, really, because I'm a huge Jamie Hewlett fan, and when I found out he was going to be working on this whole cartoon band and doing the artwork for it, I was pumped. So I've been on board with all of their stuff for a while, but their first album for me, when it came out in what, like 2000, 2001, was my summer album of the year. I listened to that album and wore it out. And it's still to this day, when I pop it on, it makes me feel of driving around in the summertime with the windows down, the wind blowing through my hair. Yeah, I love the Gorillaz. Artwork, fantastic. Jamie nails it. And the music on this one is really good too. So this is a great album that you can listen to when you want some feel-good music. See what I did there? So this album still has guests on here, not as many as the last, but so this isn't quite the collaborative effort as Humans was. So this is more your baseline Gorillaz album, and they have their new member. Let's talk about that for a minute. So with this new album, there is also a new member to the band. If you remember, Murdoch got thrown in jail. So now we've introduced a brand new member. I love a good crossover, and this has a fantastic crossover. Their newest member of the band, replacing Murdoch, is Ace. Now, when I first saw Ace, I said, he looks familiar. Now he's in the Jamie style, so not sure how that could have piqued my interest because he has his own unique style with his artwork, but the character and his mannerisms just seemed familiar to me. So when they released that this was a crossover between the Powerpuff Girls and the Gang Green Gang, and Ace was from the Gang Green Gang and Powerpuff Girls, I fell out of my chair. I love the Powerpuff Girls. I've been a huge fan of the Powerpuff Girls. That cartoon was everything for me. I love all this backstory that they have for this band. It's fantastic. I've yet to see them live, but when they came here to Detroit last time, their concert sold out in like 3 seconds, and I wasn't able to get tickets, so I'm super bummed. So they are one of the bands that I want to see. I just want to see how the setup is and the visuals, and I think it would be just a fantastic collaborative effort between all musicians and Jamie and his artwork, and I've always been a fan of that since the beginning of this band. But anyways, I keep rambling on about the artists and not in the actual music. But so needless to say, when this album was, you know, released or announced, I pre-ordered it right away, and I like it. It's pretty good. I really like the track with Snoop Dogg on it, and that is Hollywood. And I don't, it's just a feel-good Gorillaz album, perfect summer album. So inside you've got some artwork on the sleeve here, well, the inner sleeve. You've got the bandmates here. I love this black and white photo. Well, piece of art. It's gorgeous, and you can see Ace here in the background. This is the the track listing and everything there. This one is just on black vinyl, but you've got your gorgeous Jamie artwork on the label here. Side A, side B. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Hewlett's work. His style is just amazing. So next up, we have got an album from a band that we saw recently. Picked this up at the live show, and they opened for the Smashing Pumpkins, and that is Metric's Fantasies. We were pretty excited to find out that they were opening because they weren't initially listed as the opener when we purchased Smashing Pumpkins tickets. So when we found out they were added to the bill, we were very excited, because I really, really enjoy this band. Now, I first got turned on to this band through the comic turned to movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. If you've seen that film and you are familiar with the bands in the film, because the band Scott's in, not what I'm talking about. Anyways, if you're familiar with Clash at the Demon Head and their big song in the movie, which is Black Sheep, that is a Metric song. And that song is sang by Brie in the movie, but on the back you get the Metric version, which I really need to pick up that soundtrack on vinyl. Is it on vinyl? I don't know. Anyways, so we saw them live. We picked this album up afterwards because we both really enjoy this album, Fantasies. It's got some great tracks on it. One of my favorites, which is the first track on the album, which is Help, I'm Alive. Probably one of my favorite tracks by Metric in itself. And this one is just printed on black vinyl. Boop. So you got your black vinyl. Oh, look. Download code, yes. No, I love those. Inside is lyrics and a photo of the band. Very simplistic cover, straight to the point. Great album, great band. I really suggest checking them out if you're not familiar with their work. So if you're into that kind of synth rock vibe, you will like the Metric. They definitely put insert synth into their music, and it works out beautifully. And since we were also at the show, we had to pick up something from the Smashing Pumpkins, so we chose the record Adore. And it is very shiny and reflective, and I apologize because the lights are going to gravitate towards this album in its entirety. So this is kind of in the different vein of past Smashing Pumpkins albums. This is their 4th studio release, so this was after Melancholy, I believe, which we almost picked that up, but we were very shocked by the price tag. And while I don't mind buying merch at shows because it also supports the band, this was kind of at a bigger venue, and I felt like the price hike on the vinyl just didn't justify it. So I will pick that one up another time at another place. So we just chose Adore because it was within our price budget. And we don't have this on vinyl. So this album is a kind of a different vibe than the rest of their albums. Still in the rock category, but definitely in the synth rock category, believe it or not. So this was a more kind of electronic based album than their past works, which kind of strayed. And I'm not sure how much the rest of the band enjoyed this album. I think it was through some sort of transitioning period for them. They weren't doing so well. Inner band drama, not the band itself. The band was huge. So this album kind of strayed from their regular grunge rock, and it was a little more subdued, more electronic based music, but it was still a good album. I like it. Different but good. So I know this album wasn't well received by many of the fans, and some people like it, some people hate it, but we both really enjoyed it, so we were glad to add it to our collection. Now, this is a 2 LP set. Front and back are reflective. I mean, this is just an extra card which lists a track list and some photos of the band. This album is also the first album where Jimmy Chamberlin is not on the album, if you recall all of that band drama back then. There's still band drama today, which we can get into another video, because I would like to go over my experience at the concert and a lot of the shows that I've been to lately. So this is kind of the first departure from Jimmy Chamberlin. So you'll notice his absence in some of these photos. So you only see the 3 core members, which is DRC, James, and Billy on here. 2 LP set, printed on black vinyl. So both of the vinyl are in their own little sleeve, like they usually do, but there is an extra sleeve in here with a photo of the 3-piece band, and you've got all the credits on here for tracks. So if you want to hear something a little bit different from the Smashing Pumpkins, kind of like a little bit of departure from their norm, but still a pretty good album, check out this album, Adore. Now I'm looking at it, reminiscing about the songs they played off this album. That concert was very nostalgic, for sure. Pretty much the entire reason they toured was for nostalgia. But they played a good sampling off of every single album they've released. So I've got 2 more albums to go through. Sorry if this is lengthy. I'm very chatty today because it's been a while since I've filmed. Yeah. This one is George Harrison's Somewhere in England, which we purchased at a local vinyl store for a really decent price, and now I know why, because the album is warped. So I really need to, I don't know if you're gonna see it I don't know if you can see it here, but how bent it is. It does not play. I mean, I'm very upset. As a huge fan of George Harrison's work, I was hoping to add this to my collection. This was one my husband picked up one day after he stopped on the way home, and I went to play it immediately and realized it doesn't play. So somewhere this had some form of heat damage and was warped. So somewhere in England, I'm sorry. I'll have to listen to you via streaming or iPod or whatever, but I don't know. I still need to contact the store and see if there's anything they could do about it, because I'm not sure if they knew it was playable condition or not, or if they just took a quick peek at it, said, oh, it looks great, just pulled it out. Because I mean, if you pull it out like this, it looks really good, and I would assume that if you were going all the way around it, you would not notice that it is warped until you actually set it on a flat surface. So kind of just to the naked eye, if you're looking at it, you know, you may not have noticed it is warped. So it's in great condition otherwise. I'm really, really bummed about it. I really need to contact the record store and find out if we can exchange, return, whatever we can do with this, because I really want to listen to this album. I'm kind of bummed. So, big bummer there that I cannot listen to George Harrison's Somewhere in England on vinyl. And last, another one from that same trip. This one is an Aerosmith album we didn't already have, and as fans of classic rock, we really, really dig Aerosmith. I mean, what's more to say? They are one of those true classic rock bands that have a lot of great music that just gets you pumped, gets you going, and I just really enjoy their stuff. Old to newer, it really doesn't go too sour for me. So this is their live album, Bootleg. I really love that the local store puts them in these sleeves. One of these days I'm gonna get these for all of my vinyl because I'm that crazy person. So this album has live photos on the inside from live shows in the past. It's got that old vinyl smell, which I love, and it is on black vinyl. The sleeves on the inside also show photos of the band. Look at that young Steven Tyler there. Love it. Joe Perry with that little skunk streak in his hair. Bam. And credits on there, both of the vinyl dupes. This is a 2 LP set. I have not listened to this yet on my record player, but I am very excited. Now, I don't think I've divulged to anybody that we don't have, I mean, we have this one, it's not hooked up, it doesn't fit in this cabinet, so we really can't use it. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. That's my son's Fisher-Price vinyl record player there, so he can play his own records. So this cabinet here does have a turntable in it, but it doesn't work. I'm still trying to possibly maybe work the kinks out of it. If not, we're going to get a replacement for it. But we do have a way to listen to vinyl. It's not like, I mean, we didn't for a while, which really, really was a bummer. So I've not listened to this, so maybe when I stop recording, I'm gonna pop this one on actually, because it has been a while since I've listened to some Aerosmith, and I certainly haven't pulled any out of our collection to listen to lately. So I'm gonna give this one a listen. Just to give you some track listings, and so this came out in, man, I'm everywhere today, in 78. So you got your songs on here: Back in the Saddle, Sweet Emotion, Toys in the Attic, Last Child, Walk This Way, Dream On, Mama Kin, Train Kept a Rollin', and so on and so forth. So it's got a lot of those classic Aerosmith songs in that live format. So I'm gonna take a listen to this one and maybe give you a little more opinion on it later. But something I'd like to focus on is, and I say this, I'm sure I say this every video, I don't even know, is maybe focusing on one album and giving you a full-on review and how I feel about it and a little background on the band itself. So yeah, if you're into that, let me know. Post some comments below if you want to see some different vinyl / music videos from me. I'm going to be doing a concert video soon. That's about it. All I have today for y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this vinyl haul. Sorry it's late, I say that all the time, but I promise I will be better on scheduling. I have some more plans for things soon. So just post in the comments below what you'd like to see. If there's any albums that you recommend me to listen to. I know I have a decent selection here. We now have 2 shelves. I'll do a room tour soon once we clear it out and get everything up on the walls because we still have stacks of stuff to hang up. I hope y'all have a great day. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm gonna listen to this. Hope y'all have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this vinyl haul, and I will see you next time. Bye!